All right. What's up, guys? It's Ben, bShawReacts. Ooh, my ears are already hurting. So we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna switch over to some Bee Gees reactions, but it's gonna be to a documentary. I enjoy watching documentaries of musical artists like the Bee Gees. Just so that it gives me a different perspective of what I'm listening to, right? So yeah, it's kind of fun. And it changes it up a little bit. I'm still hearing music, but I'm also catching some more of the guys' lives and you know what they were capable of doing and what they got to do in that standpoint. So I think what I'm gonna do, I looked at this two different ways. I was gonna do the whole reaction to this documentary, but you know, it's 2 hours long, and I'm like, wow, I don't know of anybody that's going to sit here for 2 hours and watch me all in one go. And if I posted this video as a 2-hour video plus with my commentary, yeah, you're not gonna have any part of it. So what I'm gonna do is break this down, like they have it broke down into sections on YouTube. I think there's 13 parts total. So this is gonna be a little journey. And rather than do Bee Gees songs, I'm gonna do Bee Gees videos of this documentary so that you can get through it as well. Some of you may not have seen this documentary, so this will be your first time watching it too. So I'm going to try to do it the way that makes more sense, which is like I'll watch one video, which I think is like 9 or 10 minutes long. And then I'll just keep, you know, making each video 9 or 10 minutes long, depending on how long I talk. Right. And we'll do it that way. And I'm just going to release it on YouTube and Patreon at the same time. Maybe. I'm flying by the seat of my pants, so to speak. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. If this process works out, then you know I may do other documentaries. I have done the Bee Gees documentary prior to this, which is on my Patreon. Will not be on YouTube because they won't allow the video to play. And I can't post it, so they block it. They don't allow the content. So I don't know. YouTube is very picky, but Patreon I'm able to post, and you can find all my information to my socials and the other sites that I use down in the description. So just letting you guys know that it's there. All right, let's get into this. So the documentary is called "This Is Where I Came In." I think I just finished completing this album. As far as a first-time listen walkthrough, so this is probably a good time to get this documentary in before I move on to the next album, which I believe is Spirits Having Flown. Don't hold me to that. That's, I think, what's the right name. But anyways, let's click play and get into it.
Hi, I'm Maurice Gibb.
I'm Barry Gibb.
And I'm Robin Gibb, and we're the Bee Gees.
They changed the face of music.
One hit after the other. I love the Bee Gees.
They're everlasting.
Raw flavor.
They're creative.
Genius. They're wonderful. Totally magic.
I really like the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees now are icons.
I know of no other creative family that's endured this long.
You can't deny talent. They never really stopped having the hits.
And here they are, the Bee Gees.
We often thought we were triplets at one time because we all had the ultimate goal of just singing together.
I feel that what we've been doing all our lives has been our destiny.
It's really about three brothers that always said they were going to be famous.
The story of the brothers Gibb is a roller coaster ride of triumph and tragedy, setbacks and comebacks, And during a career that has spanned more than 40 years, they've repeatedly shown a unique ability to reinvent their sound and reconnect with audiences around the world. Their remarkable journey begins in 1944 in Manchester, England, with the marriage of drummer and bandleader Hugh Gibb to Barbara Pass. The next year, the Gibbs welcomed a baby girl, Leslie, and settled off the coast of Great Britain on the Isle of Man. On September 1st, 1946, Barry, the first Bee Gee, was born. He barely survived his childhood.
I was very badly scolded when I was about 2 years old.
He climbed on a chair and pulled the tablecloth towards him, and I just made a big pot of tea, pulled it all over himself. And he was in hospital for 3 months. He was very, very ill.
My mother tells me that it was about 2 years before I was back to normal again. Those 2 years I don't remember. So whatever happened to me was blanked out completely.
He never spoke till he was 3 years old because of all the pain he'd gone through, you know.
And I think that when those things happen to you in life, what you gain from it is incredible inner strength.
It did make him stronger, more determined. I think that's what really helped to, you know, to make the pattern for his life.
The Gibb family welcomed 2 more sons on December 22nd, 1949, when twins Robin and Maurice were born. They were neither identical in appearance nor disposition.
They've always had distinctive personalities. Maurice was always very friendly, everybody's mate. Robin's always been a little bit withdrawn and into himself, but when they were together, they were the same.
I was Mr. Goody-Goody. I was so scared of doing anything wrong.
I'm basically a very shy person. I have to really know somebody before I reveal myself, literally.
Robin was a joyous kid. He was hysterically funny. You'd always be in stitches, you'd always be laughing. This was the funniest kid you could ever meet.
I like being spontaneous, I like being funny with people, I like being relaxed, but you won't get that right away with me, you see.
Robin always had the twinkle in his eye. And of course, I think Maurice did too. Don't forget they're twins, you know, so there was a specific, special way that they would play off each other that only twins would know.
When you're identical twins, a lot of people will wear the same clothes, even later on in life, in their teenage years. Robin and I differ in the fact that we're fraternal twins and we're not identical, but we have the same sense of humor. We have the same love of the same kind of music.
Being a twin, I don't think it's so much having much to do with the Bee Gees. I think we would have been the Bee Gees if even if we hadn't been twins. I never thought of me and Maurice as separate from Barry. I always saw the 3 of us as 3 equal brothers.
By 1955, Hugh's band had broken up. So, in search of new opportunities, he moved the family back to Manchester. In the glory days of the Empire, Manchester was the world's cotton capital, one of the great industrial centers. Now, it was a working-class city in decline. So too were the Gibb family fortunes. To support Barbara and the 4 kids, Hugh held down 2 jobs. The house was always filled with music. The boys were influenced by the Mills brothers and the Everly brothers. And by the time Barry was 9 and the twins were 6, they were already singing in 3-part harmony.
There was quite a number of times when my parents and my sister would come in the room and wonder if the radio was on when we were doing that early stuff.
Lollipop was one of the songs we used to sing, remember? Lollipop, lollipop, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, lolly, 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 lollipop, my lollipop.
I'm going to stop there for a second just to speak about a couple of things. First of all, what they just did with the lollipop thing, that is not easy to do. As childish as it seems, to do a harmony in the lollipop song, right? Of all songs. It's actually quite difficult to do 3-part harmonies because everyone has to know internally what note they're supposed to come in on and where to hit. And if they don't hit it just right from the beginning, the whole rest of the little whatever they're doing is going to come in completely wrong and sound terrible. So to do something as simple as knowing what note to come in on and where it's at in your vocal register, that is a lot of preparation, and they sing together, and a lot of practice. So it seems so childish and just a quick little tune, little giddy, but it takes a lot of work, and these guys worked really hard to get what they had as that 3-point harmony. We discussed that a lot on this channel, the Bee Gees, and their ability to hit these harmonized notes is just impeccable. For good reason, because they had a lot of practice and a lot of hours of sitting and singing together and just playing and creating and just trying to find where you sit in the mix. It's very cool to hear and watch. Also, they keep throwing out all these little dates of 1940s and 1948 or 49, and then it just makes me think about my mom and dad a lot. Unfortunately, I've said it before, I don't have them anymore. They're not here with us in this life right now. They've already gone to their next destination. Love and miss them very much, by the way. But no, this makes me think of my parents a lot, and just the fact that my parents got married in 1963. And they were very young. My mom was, I think, 16 when they got married, and my dad was 24 at the time. Or, he was 23. Yeah. Yeah, because he was born in 1940. Yeah, so he was 23 and she was 16. Mom was born in 1948. They were much older whenever they adopted me as a baby. My dad was 43 years old and adopted me as an 11-day-old baby. So he was 43 and I was 11 days old, and they got me. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, my parents are much older than all of my friends' parents at the time. As I was growing up, I knew that my parents were older. And we could tell by the way of our families, right? My dad was working a lot to provide, of course, and he grew up in a time like this where, the dad did whatever he had to do in order to make it work. And my dad was everything from a bull rider to a fireman, a truck driver at one point, a milkman at one point. So yeah, and a landscaper at another. So my dad did a lot of different types of jobs, and he did everything he could to provide, right? And then there was 3 of us. So there was my older brother and my older sister, who are both, biological children of my mom and dad. And then they adopted me. But my brother actually had, he had Down syndrome. So it just made things harder on mom, right? Because mom was, 17, I think, at the time. And she's got a baby with Downs, and this is back in like 1960 something. And people treated people differently at the time, and mom had to struggle through all that. And yeah, so it's kind of cool to hear all this, to know that every family's got struggles. It doesn't matter how popular or how much money you have or how much whatever clout, if you dare say that. Every family has struggles, and every family works through it as best as they can. And we get to a final resting place at some point, regardless of who we are. And I think this serves as a big reminder of that for me. Just sitting here watching it, it makes me think of all the times within my life that I had with mom and dad, and how grateful I am that they were who they were and that they adopted me. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's get back in. That lollipop thing, and then they were talking about all these dates. It just sparked a lot of memories. So just a little bit about me, in case you're wondering.
At the age of 7, I remember very clearly seeing on television a Song and Dance Man. And I remember it hitting me in the head, that's what I'd like to do. And I would just pretend to do that. And it was, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover. So, so I would do all this stuff, and I'd pretend to be the Song and Dance Man.
The real love of it is when I heard Wake Up Little Susie by the Everly Brothers. And I kept on playing it over and over again. And I kept on hearing these harmonies.
Robin and I seem to have evolved into 2 different leads, and Maurice is an expert harmonist, is that the right word? But he would always know where to put that other melody, make a 3-part harmony.
I think it was about a year after we first started having fun that we realized it was what we wanted to do for the rest of our lives. But we weren't sitting down making plans, we were just kids having fun.
The Bee Gees' musical career actually began at the movies. One day before the feature, a boy got up on stage and mimed to an Elvis Presley record. The brothers were inspired to try it themselves.
We went to see the cinema manager and asked if we could get up one Saturday afternoon and do just what that boy had done, you know? And he said, okay. He said, I can't pay you anything. You get paid? And so we got the guitar and the records that we intended to mime to. And on the way to the Gaumont Theatre, we were running, and Maurice dropped the records. In those days, they broke, folks.
We were very disappointed that we'd lost our chance, but we persuaded the manager to allow us to go on and sing anyway.
And we just did what we did at home. And the kids loved it, and God, I remember that feeling. It was great.
And we had our first real audience rush, you know? Wow, this is what we want to do.
We'd sit up all night talking about what we wanted to do in the future when we grow up. And we were talking about all the things we wanted to do. We wanted to make records, we wanted to write, and we didn't know where we were going with it. We used to sort of daydream and night dream and every other kind of dream, and we just talk about it day and night.
Walking down the street in Manchester, I remember Barry saying that one day we're going to be really famous. And we said, oh yeah, whatever you say. He's the big brother, you know.
It was like a pact that we made in Manchester, that this is where we were going and nowhere else. That we were not going to detract from this path. We were going to be famous come hell or high water. And after the hell and the high water...
As pint-sized rock and rollers, Barry, Robin, and Maurice performed frequently at local theaters. To adults in the 1950s, rock and roll was synonymous with trouble. And so were the brothers Gibb.
Barry and Robin were terrorists. I mean, nothing stopped in their way.
Now when I think back, I feel really bad for my parents. Because if I'd have been my parents, I would have been pulling my hair out, you know. And my father had little enough as it was.
Robin especially was very naughty. He used to light fires all over the place.
Oh, yeah. You mean the flame?
He used to set hedges on fire. He'd light fires under the bed.
Yeah, I was a bit of a firebug when I was young.
We lit a little fire in the field next to the house, and it spread. And it must have been in the middle of summer, but it spread all over the place.
Well, all right. Robin was a firebug. Okay, so that was part 1. It went by really quickly, didn't it? It felt like it did. Anyways, maybe it was just me. I don't know. So yeah, I talked a little bit in the middle, and then we're gonna let the movie do most of the talking on this, guys. That way you guys can watch it and get some information on the Bee Gees and have a good time with our reaction to this. So, yeah, I'm going to take a little break. Don't worry. I'm going to get back to the music as soon as possible. We're going to get through this documentary, and then we'll go back to listening to the albums, and I'll just keep it going for as long as it takes. All right, well, that's the end of this video, and hope you guys are doing well. We will see you on the next one. Take care.